Hey guys, finally he sleeps here, back again with another Raid Shadow Legends video. This is our normal Friday upload. This is this week in Raid Shadow Legends. So we've got a few things to talk about. The new fusion starts next Thursday. This is who it is. It is TITUS BLACKPLUME. What is it? Plume, something, I don't know. It's Bannerlord's Void Legendary that has a very weird kit, and we're going to go through that here in a second. Also, we have the Chaos Awakes is ending the first half, which means we have the login champ that's going to be starting soon. And if you didn't finish up the Titan event, that's going to be ending here in the next couple of days. So we have a few things to go through there. I think the big thing right now is Champion Chase, so we'll take a look at that before it's over. But first, make sure you subscribe here on the Raid channel so you never miss when a video goes live. Every Friday for This Week in Raid, and then when we stream live on Twitch as well. So let's take a look at this. This is TITUS. He's a Void Defense Legendary, which is fantastic. Void Legendary for a Fusion Champ is great. The fact that he's defense is even better, which means he's defense based for his few attack stuff. He's going to be a very tanky build. I can't remember. Feels like we've had a lot of banner lords coming through here, you know, as far as the fusions go. So that's not that exciting, but defense Void Legendary is pretty cool. Okay, so let's take a look at this. A1 Raven Blade. Attacks one enemy, has a 40% chance of placing a block active skills debuff. Good. For 2 turns, the effect cannot be resisted if this champion is under a shield buff. So shield will be important. Whoever, okay, this is where it gets weird. Whenever an ally counterattacks, so someone on your team, if there's someone on your team that counterattacks, teams up with allies to attack. So if there's a teammate that has an automatic counterattack like Helicath, that would mean this guy would counterattack as well. Or does it mean only if he has a counterattack buff on? We'll have to test to see. Or instantly activates a skill. Why would he not just do his A1? Also has a 40% chance to place a block active skills debuff for 2 turns on the target enemy. If there are multiple champions on this team with this skill, only one will activate. That or instantly activates a skill is kind of weird. Unless that's just generic type and it doesn't really apply to this champion. So my understanding of that, reading it, is if there's anybody on your team that counterattacks, he will always join the counterattack with his A1. Could be wrong, but that's the way I'm reading it. His A2 is a 5-turn, fully booked to 3 turns. Student of War attacks one enemy. The attack is always critical if this champion is under a shield buff. So again, shield's important. This attack also gains a damage boost equal to the value of the shield. Nice. Removes all debuffs from all allies if the target is killed. If the target survives, places a provoke debuff on all enemies for 1 turn instead. Cannot be resisted if this champion is under a shield buff. So his A2 is always critical if he's got a shield. The shield boosts the damage. And then it's going to either cleanse your team or AoE provoke the opposing team for his A2. Wow. A3, Androx Confidant. Places 50% ally protection buff and a 50% increase attack buff and a 30% increase speed buff on a single ally for 2 turns. Also fills that ally's turn meter by 40%. Instantly activates this skill at the end of an ally's turn if that ally has no buffs and their HP is lower than 100%. Multiple champions on this, only one will activate. But it's a 5-turn cooldown fully booked to 3. So if you use it, it's got to go on a 3-turn cooldown. It doesn't help you. But if this seems like something that I probably would never use unless I absolutely had to, because it's going to automatically happen every time a teammate takes a turn. If they have no buffs and aren't at 100% HP, they're automatically going to trigger that A3 and earn ally protection, increase attack, and increase speed, and a turn meter bump 40%. That's crazy. That's when you want to definitely fully book. Okay, passive. Each time an enemy hits an ally, that ally's next attack will deal 10% more damage for each hit they take. Stacks up to 100%. The damage increase resets after that ally deals damage. Holy hell. So every time you get hit, not Titus, but all of your allies, every time they get hit, their next attack deals 10 times the damage of the number of hits. So if they got hit 3 times, then it's 30% more damage. But let's say they get hit up to 100%. So let's say they take a turn. Okay, let's say everybody on your team takes a turn. This is player versus player. The other team hits with an AoE 3 times. Let's say they have Marius. Boom, boom, boom. And then they've got somebody else as a 2-time hit. Okay, and then it's a targeted 2-time hit on one player. And then they've got somebody else who's an AoE for everybody. And then your turn starts to go. That first guy is going to hit for 60% more damage on his next hit because he got 3 from Marius, the AoE, and a 2-time hit. So he's going to deal 60% more damage on his next hit. Everybody else has a 40% more times because they got the Marius hit and the AoE hit, but it can stack up to 100%. That is just going to change a lot. And if you stack him with someone who's laying down shields, or you put like a blood shield ring on him to make sure he's always got a shield, I'm thinking I'd love to see a team with Titus, Wixwell, and let's say, Brogni. Maybe a Demitha in there as well. Keeping the shields on. Maximizing the attack. Holy crap. This is crazy. If this works the way we think it is, this is a lot of counterattacks, a lot of extra hits, a big passive that's going to have ally damage. And you've got a passive A3 that's going to happen with a 40% turn meter boost and triple buffs every time it's on cooldown and somebody without buffs takes and goes in for a hit. Man. So I off the top of my head, I can't think of anywhere specifically that this guy is going to change things, but I feel like in the right team setup, he could do some serious damage to the game. Yeah. HYDRA, some of the big clan boss, HYDRA, that's a lot of extra damage. Yeah, I'm just gonna say this is a can't miss. Do not want to skip this one. Just because of how strange this is. I don't even, a lot of times when you see them, they'll put something together and you're thinking, okay, I know why they did this. This is specifically for, Chimera, or this is a player versus player champion. This is built for arena. Like when Armand's was released, oh, he's arena. When Nut was released, he was supposed to be just for Fire Night. This one though, I see him just laying down some serious support work for some heavy damage hitters. Wow. And it doesn't say that. It doesn't say, okay, so each time an enemy hits an ally, that ally's next attack will deal 10% more damage for each hit they take, stacks up to 100%. So if you've got a Nut on your team and he gets hit 4 or 5 times, and then his next hit is his Blessed Bash, his big triple hit damage, or Marius, is that just multiplying the damage? Some of these, I'm interested to see when people start putting this guy in some teams to see what he can kind of do. All right, the Coalition event has 4 days left. It's going to kind of end right when the fusion begins next Thursday. We've got Demon Slayer Titan event, which is finishing up here soon. You should be at around the range where I'm at if you're trying to finish this out with a full 5-star blessing for Foulbeard. We have the Champion Training event running right now. And then on the other side, we have the Ice Golem, which I'm hopefully going to be able to skip because Demon Spawn only Ice Golem just sounds awful. Classic Arena Takedown right now. And the Conquest for Curiosa is ending. And Champion Chase. This one has 200 points up for grabs here if you're willing to go in on it. Now, again, this is one of these, it's kind of set up specifically to suck your resources dry because we've got a fusion coming, and it's a really good fusion that everybody's going to want to get. So make sure you don't go overboard, because I feel like, I mean, realistically for me, I've got the resources to do it, but I wouldn't want to give up that fusion for a 5-star blessing on Foulbeard. I'm not as impressed with Foulbeard as I am that new kit on this new player. I see some weird stuff coming from him. All right, we have what was the Shogun / Sand Devil tournament where the crystals came from. So let's go ahead and open this up. I'll need it for the Champion Chase anyway. Let's see, what do we get? We have epics. There's some legendaries. Who do I want here? Who would I be happy with? Clamfather. I kind of want to try this new one out. The targeted. Who is it? It's Gecko? Greco? Grakos. Drakos Turndrake. Alright, let's see what we pull. I haven't had very good luck with these prisms. No legendary. See, another epic. Yeah, another runic. 250 points towards it though. Oh well. I like the crystals because they're easy to come by if you're just doing the resource event anyway. And it does make a difference for that event. All right, the last thing to talk about here before we get off is we have Clan versus Clan coming Tuesday. And it does have personal rewards to repeat. Yes, personal rewards. All right, Mixed Fusion dropping Thursday. It is a fusion that I think everybody's going to want to grab. Tunic. And we're finishing off Chaos Awakes and going into round 2 of it with the free legendary coming. Unfortunately, the free legendary that's part of the login events at first glance does not look like it's anything too exciting for a mid to late game player. So take it with what you want. I'm Finally He Sleeps. Thanks a lot for hanging out today. As long as you guys keep showing up, I'll keep making videos.